cha Doso yela gonge badewa rigbe doje shaolang chan sara pandin sara lama Rinpoche doje jewara bende denyo kadin chembo gone jezon de kosong toye ngodo sado Lenya namba samala ngado delek sene shuyatang jene nanghan tatang nyamba semnyen tamje la namme pa yang taba zop sanje ge kama tabar cha tate cheto tambe shu sama shugunyi nyamba ge kono chanchum chodo tu jene seno nang takang sembar chabe chune Tene Terchen ta te gumbam nan shodeg yori. Tene tela tenengi kapsula yoda ne rangi sawo drup rangi sawo drupzon kunchi songi tenen to perwa singi tene ta gosu yori.
Good morning, everyone. Please listen with the motivation of bodhicitta, which is the thought that all beings throughout space must achieve perfect and omniscient Buddhahood, and that it is in order to bring about that you are listening to the Dharma. The Dharma to which you are listening is the continuation of our study of the collected songs of Terchen Barway Dorje, and we begin with a reply to a request made to Terchen Barway Dorje by two of his nephews.
Namon guru sedan hewa kunjida ta namon chansalan guru ne lama ta siba konsong kowa tang hewa kunje dapote dobe gombo sholan de sindo gombo saw lama sholan de kowa ndela Joa tang chula nyepara yong po sta kowan de la alulen sa kapsula kobeke nelu kobeke dongar kobeke yongda bakare yimbate yong so bate ha kone tenen kowan de la joa jewa tang kowa la joa jewa tela tene dambe chula nyepato Yongwage po Tomon Lamji Ju Jane, Sata Tomon Ke Lamji Ju Tamji Jane, Tomi Sosa Divian Bon, Tomon Mayin Sosa the Divian Lasso Bachevatan. Tate Ting Dola Lamet Nanjur Hinkorcha, Sata Lama Dubai, Lamek Nanjurte. Ningor chasen lamen na jode so jenata nyamne cheki senata sawari jena lamen garden ta do na major semye je lenge jangwe ta chibo che chungwa yena chibo gabo khande je chungwa yena ya te samji te lamen thugi manum da garden la tene chungwa sambata Tene dupo kande che chongwa yina yang, te tamche te major nakun tata nyambe simje tamche ge le nyamba kare yona, te tamche te ngarange kange ta dunga yunga te sodala, tene kora ta pamne te tamche te yangtwa sho sambata buke, tene samzang cha luke ante yangwe chir jerem nang tong song yok gom sta lyug de bata che do so men do la de jam che do ta hla gom na sa ba che dem nang tong song yok de gom ba tang salong nga ge che jang che long ha do sam dorje cha sta sa da long ta nga ge de ba sam ji yang wa cha ba che do la tene long ha ndo sumte ta dorje de ba cha ne ndo sumte ta tende chen gomya tang kondo semni jangwa tang nyomo zongzin tangwe chil chime rangsem ngo chong sta sem ji de ba yangwe gi chedo la tene nyomo ba zongzin namto la so ba samje de kase ina yang tene meyon che ba sang ta chima mepe ge rangsem ge nelo wa rangsem ngo kan yin ba te chong ti ngo lo tan ti chong che ba sang ngo rangshi ke ma ngo rangshi ke ma toku chimu demi demde sa tang ka se ne tang mene so redo gado kanshar ya gado kanshar yang shantar koran ting de hyo kare shari wa yin ta shanda koran rang ge ting ne ya ba ma to tene te nam to ge jan jom mun do singen la wa sa de
Shaken yin som.
la ta te ne ya go ri ge na ha ko ma da
Korean.
to go chimu de me de
Shaken.
ne do
Shaken.
all that 샹킨 코랑 땡드쇼 관주 스무 무구자 대다르 냠서 랑비세 지목 팀네 세르벌
Let it.
지목 팁배 나 당네 지목 팁배 나 당네 니라 니냐 쇼나 삼벤나 세랍 토마 메빠네 세랍 토마 메빠네 마릭 빠 니목 네 제베 니 제베니 담 다운데 왕도 강선 왕도 마땅 세담 라서 왕도 마땅 세담 차 제지 니지 만노 제세 니지 무세 강수 무세 절 세지 니지 무세 절 잔 니라 상삼 잔 니라 상삼메 좀 람 go, Lujiton, Jolam go, Lujit, Yansi, Gonna, Sewatan, Kasi, Jetan, Num Jim Percassi,
Numchin Pong.
Num Jim Bangwood,
Pong inside
Num Jim, and them is
it. Zem inside it.
oh,
Lama, Chedek Yigi Yoe, Ngala Yana,
and
yeah, made.
and
Oh, yeah. Did Chachikbo Yobe. Oh, yeah.
Num Jim that Dampa Lamengoni,
Gomba Lamingoni.
Dampa Lamengoni, Chibuani, some so, Chui
Tigli.
Tonta Gas, Charton, Tave, Sil,
Sitting it.
Sing G, Lucem, Nangyor, Sing,
Sing sing.
Sing, Lama, Salsum, Candola, Ni me.
Yini Jomar.
Ni me John so on them. Jatum,
Jab to
some
Gosil Len.
gossip, land,
Len.
gossip land, go, Jago,
Jichung Song Nene.
go, Jago, song, and take us on. Someone,
Tamar Yane.
Yan,
Mepa Jam.
Mepan, give one jump.
Mepa Jam.
Lepin, so, ni chung, Joro, like Yanagasa,
Del Shanakashi.
ni chung, Joro, Kangage, take a cataract, take a Yabona, and those songs. Damn, say Devandavo, Damn, say Bandavo. Text and doctor, Jopa, Melizoya, in Tanda, the Latina Lagonta,
Rinpoche said, I have to apologize. My cataracts have gotten so bad that basically I can't read. And so I'm trying to guess at what the letters actually are. He said, I'm hoping to get this fixed soon, but it does slow things down a bit. This song was written at Chodrak Monastery by Barway Dorje in reply to the questions of two of his nephews, who are referred to by Kajitashi in his introduction as two brothers vigorous in accomplishment, which means diligent in practice. The song begins, Namo Guru, homage to the Guru, Lord of all existence and tranquility, supreme protector of beings, I bow to you. Existence or becoming refers to samsara. Tranquility here, or peace, refers to nirvana. My nephews, saddened by samsara and certain about dharma. So he begins by acknowledging that they have a good understanding of the problem of samsara, and also have a certainty about the efficacy of dharma. He begins with a summary of their practice, what they are to practice, and stating particular emphases within it. And then he continues with more specific advice concerning different problems. Having trained your continuums through the common path, so having trained your mind through the practice of the path common to different aspects of Buddhism, vigorously accumulate and purify through the uncommon one. So engage in the uncommon preliminary practices for purification and accumulation. Drive the stake of Guru Yoga into your hearts. Rinpoche said that by saying drive the stake of it into your hearts. This doesn't have the Western implication of killing a vampire. It has the idea of like a tent peg or tent stake. It's like fixing something firmly in place. And by saying drive the stake of Guru Yoga into your hearts, Barway Dorje is basically saying make Guru Yoga the principal thing in your practice. And then he explains the post-meditation practice associated with Guru Yoga. In post-meditation, usually we either feel good or we feel bad. When you're happy, view it as your Guru's kindness. By taking the attitude that happiness, pleasure, enjoyment is your Guru's kindness, instead of it distracting you, it becomes a condition for your increasing devotion and gathering the accumulations. When you're suffering, benevolently purify the bad karma of our mothers, sentient beings. When you're suffering, make the aspiration that all the suffering of others in general, and especially all of the suffering of others that is similar to what you're undergoing at that moment, be drawn into yours, and that only you experience it, that nobody else ever have to experience this. This will cause you to be less preoccupied with your own suffering. It will also turn the experience of suffering into a purification. Suffering in and of itself is not purification. But if you take the attitude that you are taking on the suffering of others, it becomes purification for you, and it will also increase your benevolence toward beings in general. And then he describes the main practices of the Vajrayana, which are the generation stage, the repetition of mantra, and meditation on the mind. In order to purify your solidification of body, meditate on the generation stage, the unity of appearance and emptiness. Now note here that he uses the term ate, or solidification, rather than dripa, or veil or obscuration. But his point is that the veil or obscuration is our solidification of the body. It is our lack of recognition or experience that appearances are the unity of appearance and emptiness. In order to purify your channels, winds, and speech, train your winds through the Vajra repetition of the 3-syllable mantra. This is what was referred to yesterday, coordinating your breathing with the 3 syllables Om, Ah, Hum. In order to purify thoughts within mind itself, and in order to cleanse kleshas, subject and object, sustain your mind's stainless nature. And then he expands on that, saying, in the moment of that nature's self-recognition, in the moment when your awareness recognizes itself, no matter what arises, distraction, torpor, pleasure, pain, clarity, stillness, movement, hope, fear, joy, or misery, rest in that for which it arises. He's describing the situation here when there's a moment of recognition, and then something happens. When something happens, you start to become distracted from that recognition. Don't look at what is happening, the affect, the mood, the thought. Look at that which experiences or recognizes it. So rest in that for which it arises. And then he continues with general advice, cultivate such devotion for the 3 jewels and your Guru that you come to tears. Next, he turns to the issue of falling asleep. And he is going to talk about how to deal with the issue of falling asleep when you're meditating. When you practice in such a way, if driven by fatigue and torpor you start to fall asleep, think about this. Throughout a series of lives without beginning, ignorance and stupidity have put me to sleep. It is considered that the physical need for sleep does not necessitate unconsciousness. In other words, we become unconscious in deep sleep, lose our awareness because of our obscurations, our veils. So a Buddha might sleep, but they would not become unconscious. This has created the cause of bad migrations and the seed of animal birth. Now, when I am vigorous in virtue, I am, through carelessness, still imprisoned in samsara. This body is my worst enemy in this life. I vow not to let it control me. We spend half our lives asleep, yet we never give up sleeping. So that's the attitude he encourages. And then he gives specific techniques, one of which is helpful not only for torpor, but also for headaches. Hold your head up and your body erect. Keep cool throughout the night and day. Avoid rich and oily food. Imagine your guru atop your head or between your eyebrows as a water droplet as white as conch. It is as cold as ice. Its vapor cools down your body, your mind, and all appearances. Pray to your guru, the three roots, and the dakinis not to fall asleep. Imagine that the place between your eyebrows is cold and wet. Then imagine that your head gradually shrinks until it finally disappears into nothingness. This will dispel brain ailments such as headaches and lessen your need for sleep. Mama. Det mar. Det mar jag inte. Det mar.
Det är natten jag.
Det mar. Det.
Kom bort med dem här.
Det är Shema Drabe Magurani Lama Sasamene Tsaratu Shalam Gola Chumba Lama Hona Chatu Sanan Lebenesa Ni Chongju Yana Nitse Usani
Ni Chongju Yana Nitse Usani Simple Chachir Tomchazang Teye Simple Chachir Tomchazang Teye ngang rồi
tiền ngang nhận ra đấy
thế ngang thế ngang rằng xếp bát xa tham ăn ngang đó mình bé tham ăn ngang đó mình bé xếp chỉ tham bộ xếp bát lá cho làm con đồ số sa chết phong bộ năng gì dân sinh này rằng nhị bên dùng call survey tan để tháp chiếc để nói nhá rằng nhị bên dùng call survey chiều Lama sang gia tăng đâm bắt chẳng xem yếm tăng Tewat hinkar sanyin yedam la tewar pawo kando tang samwar chukyong summa so yana dokun hladu gom yana dokun hladu gom kase kuso ndosum je chenap Yeshe dosa sam teva tomo me mu jewar hanyi mako tang la ni kangsar loksar te zabtong sami dosir jaram jen meje hlanam je hyal tang yeme yeshe pa longe dorde hlanga tang semje ngoro de soro semje tokso
Semje tokso dösulgin.
semje tokso dosir yin tsing ko zap zatong ndosum je chenap rangni kangdo hla hanta lutin tataji hanta luni hlaji gom zatong songkhor shebar gom se pu topu dodong to mix ne sasum lambor semal
Lare.
lambor parpa dal top demko papa datam demko dalet go wasmlo datam demko kan to hlame dona gom tang den sam hla so tang yupa yeshe je teta chaji kona jal cholam gela to ta sang semen cholam gela
Kare. Lanya la.
cholam gela
O chilam gela kortap zap.
cholam gela kotab zap las cholam gela kotab zap gum
Ngawayan said.
chejin
Shikayang.
Hulam chejin shekayang pung po sumbe gondong yin yeso hlapar yeso hlapa gawa mi techer dagi tusum to te chil daki tusum to sa tang sanjur so yin pe pama simpi kunyi so yin de pama simpi kunyi tu tusum sangye tamji tang Yeshe yi tang zawa yi pume thongmong cheta wat lame gongjo cheta wat da ke gompen dopar sho malam kondo zangbo jobe malam tal dage malam dopar mo tetara chansam nanjurke ta karni kama namdor ta kama jansi
Zungi
ngor Barway Dorje tiba ke la dab na ne member tenden thong do.
Says, not only do I not see the letters that are there, I see letters that aren't there. So we left off with one set of techniques for preventing sleep when you want to prevent it. And then he continues and he says, an alternative is to vow to grasp the clear light while asleep. In that state, recognize yourself. So in other words, when you do want to go to sleep, then try to go to sleep within a state of pure awareness, self-recognizing awareness. In either case, it is best to firmly resolve never to sleep in the ordinary way. So both in holding off sleep during the day when you're trying to stay awake, and in going to sleep at night when you want to go to sleep, make the firm aspiration not to become unconscious during deep sleep. Next, he turns to ways to gather the accumulations while doing things we have to do anyway. And he turns to two activities, eating and getting dressed. He doesn't particularly talk about washing for some reason. You know, in Indian commentaries, when they describe post-meditation practice, they talk about turning washing into empowerments and stuff. For some reason, Tibetan lamas don't talk about it very, very much. Okay. Now, I need to give you a little bit of context for part of this at some point. He gives you two different things to do for eating. One is to transform eating into a fire puja, and the other is to transform it into a Gana chakra. And the attitude is slightly different. I mean, the visualizations and so on. In order to gather the accumulations in all activities, perform the inner fire offering to your aggregates, your 5 aggregates. Clearly imagine yourself as Padmakara, as Guru Rinpoche. In your head are gurus and Buddhas. In your throat, male and female bodhisattvas. In your heart, the new and old yidams, so the yidams of the new and old traditions. In your belly, heroes and dakinis, viras and dakinis. In your abdomen, so your lower abdomen, dharmapalas. And in your limbs, all beings as deities. Bless your food, clothing, and such, the stuff you use, make use of, as wisdom amrita with the 3 syllables, Om Ahum. Now, to understand the next stanza, you need to know a little bit about fire pujas. A conventional fire puja, and what's called an outer fire puja, here is describing an inner fire puja, but it refers to the tools and ritual of outer fire puja, so you need to understand what they are. An outer fire puja, which is not like what we do at New Year's. That's a cleansing smoke offering. There are three different things that in English everyone calls fire puja, and they're three entirely different things. One is sang, which is cleansing smoke offering. One is sur, which is the giving of singed or burnt offerings, primarily to beings in the Bardor, but also to the three jewels. And the other one is called homa, or jinsek. And homa is different than the other two in that the deities are brought into the fire, and the fire is used as their, as it says in the Tantras, fire is the mouth of the deities. So you're not trying to create smoke here. You're actually trying to create a smokeless fire. And you offer food, basically food. Each food you offer being associated with a specific request, and that is he's going to mention that here. And as the companion to the food, you also offer sticks of prescribed shape and length and ornamentation to feed the fire, and you also offer ghee. Now, when you offer the ghee, you use two spoons or ladles that are very specific in their decoration. One is called the filling ladle, and the other one is called the pouring ladle. So that's what you need to know in order to understand the following. Imagine the chandali in your belly as the offering fire, the hum syllable in your head as the melted butter, your two hands as the filling and pouring ladles. Now, you can think of knives and forks and so on, but he doesn't mention knives and forks. The food and drink as pure amrita, your tongue as a tongue of flame inseparable from the wisdom deities' mouths, your breathing as the mantra of Vajra repetition, and the thoughts in your mind as prayer. When you're doing these offerings, you're reciting the mantra of whatever deity is appropriate with certain requests appended to it. So, so-and-so's mantra, and then may all sicknesses be pacified. So-and-so's mantras, and may life be increased, and so on. And so you think that your breathing as you eat and drink is the Vajra, the three Vajra syllables, and that whatever thoughts arise in your mind are prayers or requests to the deities to whom the food is being offered. So that is one way to use eating as a way to gather the accumulations. The other way is a little bit simpler, and it is to transform the eating into a ganachakra or feast. For a ganachakra, bless the food and drink with the three syllables. Imagine yourself as whatever deity you wish, with the deities described above in your body. Consider eating and drinking a ganachakra. Imagine the first portion as a delectable first feast offering and present it to the deities of the three roots. In this case, the intermediate and liberation offerings are unnecessary. When you're doing this, Rinpoche said you don't need to recite fulfillment liturgies, and you don't need to, liberate obstructors or anything like that. So you don't. Dedicate your leftovers to the remainder recipients. Then he turns to getting dressed. Consider the donning of clothing as the offering of raiment to the deity, and the taking of a seat as the request that the deity be seated. Imagining the three seats deities within you. Now this is a little confusing. The three seats deities, this is not referring to the seat that you're sitting on. The three seats are the three areas of a mandala. The aggregates and elements are the seat or the domain of the male and female Buddhas. The senses and their objects are the seat of the male and female Bodhisattvas. And the functional, they're called faculties of function or organs of function, things like your limbs, and being able to speak and so on are the wrathful deities, the male and female wrathful deities. Apply these principles to all activities, so you can extrapolate from the way you transform eating and getting dressed, and apply it to all your other activities, even presumably washing, although it's not mentioned. This is a profound way to make all your conduct virtuous. Now, next he turns to how to properly dedicate and make aspirations. And he's presumably answering a question from his nephews that it says that only a dedication free of all reification is authentic, and how do we do that? Although it is hard to properly understand dedication and aspiration, there is no contradiction in emulation as presented in the Sutra of Three Aggregates. It's true, it's said that you can't actually perfectly dedicate virtue free of reification until you achieve the first bodhisattva level. But what we can do is dedicate in emulation of the manner of dedication by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And he cites as a scriptural source for this the 35 Buddhas, the Sutra of the Three Aggregates. And in that sutra you say, just as all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have dedicated virtue, I do so. And so that's what we do. Therefore think, all this virtue accumulated by me in the past, present, and future, I dedicate to the benefit of my parents, all beings, just as do all Buddhas of the 3 times, the 8 Bodhisattvas, and the root and lineage gurus. By my doing so, by my doing this, may all their aspirations be accomplished. Another way to do this is aspirations can be made according to Samantabhadra's aspiration to excellent conduct, the Zangchu Manam, with the thought, may my aspirations be accomplished like his. And we also, in one of the stanzas we use in all our dedications, just as the heroic Manjushri and so on, that stanza is specifically, which comes from the aspiration to excellent conduct, is specifically saying, I dedicate it like them. Or whatever, they know how to dedicate it, I dedicate it in emulation of them. And he concludes, at the request of Karma Namdrul and Karma Jeltsin, these instructions on important aspects of yoga for sessions and between them were written down by Barway Dorje, virtue.
Tachidange kon namba ninge zobo tuge yome tenge shida hamu
Lasa.
yana ngal tambe je yore
Lasa.
ngoma cheje ji tanda Nepal nge sandam la nonwa
Lasa.
be masipa ge gepo chapa jin tabo je khola thonwa
Yeah.
te khoge che tene zobo kase tuge yos 저 저거 투어 임베스나 카세 투어 요스나 찍체는 거기다 틴도와 근데 그 삼는 유능세 짓다나 너무셀라 저거 투어 지금 근데 가리 못한 게 되대 여러 거 그래서 남들 당해서 정말 두자라
Said that Rinpoche said that he said, I don't know for a fact whether those 2 nephews washed or not, but I do know a story, I'll tell you, that a Westerner was once reached the border of Nepal and Tibet, and he encountered an old man who was very, very, visibly very, very dirty. And he said to the man, how often do you wash? And the old man listened to the question, and he thought about it very, very carefully. And he said, I don't have any memory of ever doing that at any point in my life.
다 얘네 tumba 얘네 tumba damba sap donc Dulu. Duncan Dulu, you turn.
Duncan do Louis Tringman. Yene Zumba Dumba Zap.
Dumbers up. Duncan Dulu, you turn. Start your nature song.
Let it.
Mixing men come door.
Chishina Commodore, you know.
Can't yet. Namon Guru, yet tape, lumpy, Lama, go some tea, Niepe, Shabdo, go some Niepe Shabdo, Chinu Gachi, Nando, Tanto Lang, Ne Yewa,
Yengwa, Pongpe,
Yewa, Bumble the Toto, Hindu.
De Onyingruji.
Hindu Dupe Gyamtso, Ye Mogu Chana, said the long. Kaju Lama, Yini, Kong Kaju Lament, Yini, take the young lady have done, but Chu. Chundo je Yeshe Sabo la Ning la
Mingala.
Mengala Goma Shi Song Rangula Jedo Medenshin Long Omar and Dupe Nyam Me Nyamto
Yam talk bit dingse.
Nyam Talk Dingse Mani Pe Ni
Ne, Drimpit Sadu Drowa down.
Ni Dimba Sandu Towa Tang Nga Dorje Londo Mother We Kong Kaju Gome Gurchinta Kon Tupe Tony Je Yonte Me Pete Na Nusu Manetar Kon Jewon Sembe Sirim Ne Kon
Dunzamo.
Jewon Sambe Sirim Ne Ton Samo Tombat Menu Tara Chi Chuda Shango Mejo Sam
Such a ignore chudro inside.
Chi Chuda Sani
They and Dilla now.
Chi Chuda Shango Mejo Sam Ngam Megin Chi Nyamyo Lodo Le La Tando Tuji Semtin La Ngadu Tuji Semtin La She Dosim Jana
Doxim Ching Ga Nematon.
Dosim Jana Nye Maton Chu Shepa Nawas Tu Sam Le Ni Gyamtso Lenki Manchi Pe Danga Kon Peche Tod Lu Kat
Sachoke, Yina Matopa.
Sachugi Na Mato Pa Si
Zapchu Kun.
Sapchu Kon Chuzo
Orijal.
Water Chuzo Water Jam Pe Ton Si Pe
These up, they let yum.
Desap Dele Nyamel
Yum.
Ye Hurji He Tang Mahi
Maltenje.
Matenche Wang Lu
Wong Lung.
Wang Long Sepel Kayami Jeso Sheben Namsar Cho Dublo Tende Dupando,
Lupardo.
Lupando, Lad, the Gata Yan Gatham,
Lare.
Lupando, no. Jalan Ramondo.
Ringbodo. I've lost my place. Oh, there it is. Okay. The next one is called A Garland of Song. It actually has a title. A Garland of Song containing all the profound meaning. Instructions for my noble attendant. He refers to his attendant as noble because he's a monastic. And he doesn't, at the beginning of the song, he doesn't identify the attendant by name. This is a long song, but it was written for an attendant called Karmanamdak. Namo Guru, you have accomplished with your 3 gates pleasing service to your Guru, the Lord who shows the path to liberation. You've undertaken the austerity to bear even death. The austerity to bear even death has 2 meanings. One is that he's achieved a level where he's confident that he can pass through the dying and death process and achieve liberation. But it also and primarily means that he, Karmanamdak, is willing to remain practicing even if the deprivation involved causes his death. In a hermitage isolated from distractions, you are planting the victory banner of courageous accomplishment. Through devotion, you've received authentic blessings. So it's clear that at this point, Karmanamdak has gone into retreat. Remembering the Kaju Gurus in your heart, you've offered the service of songs of praise. Young monk, you desire Dharma. You said to me, sing a song. And next, Terchen Barway Dorje describes, he disqualifies himself as someone fit to sing such songs. My continuum, my mind, contains neither generation nor completion. Well, obviously that's not true. I've no experience of drawing my winds into the Avaduti. Obviously he does. I've gained no confidence through experience or realization. Obviously he has. The channel knots of my throat are not untied. Obviously they are. My speech does not burst forth as a treasury of Vajra songs. Well, obviously it did, right? Unlike the Kajus of the past with their great songs, I've no ability to liberate all who hear me. In fact, he's renowned for having that ability. My words are merely amusing, like a parrot's omane pe me hum. I'm unable to teach anything profound. However, just so I not disappoint your desire for Dharma, this old man will sing a song. And now it gets tough. Now he starts, so all of that was untrue about him, but now he's talking about the way people were then, and of course it's even worse now. I've never seen even a single decent sentient being among those of this age of 5-fold degeneration. They hear whatever Dharma is taught, but none practice it. The instructions are left in the books, and the books are kept merely for their value. The profound Dharma within them goes to waste. This is so disheartening. The word he uses, orejal, means, I am so sick of this. I am so tired. People say of the books they've seen, this one is profound, that one is great. Yet they use their tattered pages as a pillow or mattress. There is no true empowerment, transmission, or teaching anywhere. Like the tapering tail of a rat, they become more and more deceived by the mere memory of Dharma practice. The tapering tail of a rat is always used as an example, and it's never for a good thing. You know, the rat's tail starts thick and then gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it ends with nothing. And they say that the tapering, our practice is like the tapering tail of a rat. We start out practicing a lot, and then less and less and less and less and less and less and less. And then finally it's just a mere memory. Oh yeah, we used to do that. You remember doing that? We used to do that. Now where are we?
Oh, that never gonna come out.
That's what Jewe Namtar Shin should drop load someday. Lupardo. Lar, Larry, Derek. Lar do de Kunzang. Larry.
Oh, no.
Lar do de Kunzang Chopman Kun.
La Tundi Kanda Chumi Kun Topo Tommy Topo Tom Samna Klumiji Topo Tomo
Should drop should.
Tomo
Oh, drop ngotong samne. Lucem chi.
Lusim Ji Tensik
Tamsik sum labe. Chagdang.
Sumla
Ju.
Chadang Ju Dajo Tang Song
K. Dealing ji.
Song Tene Chi Yakam Je Rezo Mezambar
Kong la chu kun chimbe korteng. Kortang
Kong La Chung Chembe Kotang Le Geshi Song Korche Mego Kors
Larry.
Mego Kors La
Pongsuke.
Pansuke
Nanyan.
Nani
Yetar gum.
Yotangam Me Yenor La Tapji
Hapshache.
Hapsha Ji Rantong Ji Rantu
Rantogi Tishi. Ramatsa.
Rantik Not
This is one of the best.
Not Dantona
Sale Lama Lu.
So Lama Ke Tona Shiki Kona Good
Nyawang Bunlajar.
Chu
Chudzechi Gelong. Chiwe Lu.
Chonde Gela Temi Je Tangbo Ngosong To Sedwa
Tell me, Trampa. Ngosoto.
Pat Lama Tachi Zangi
Zangen Tam.
Zangi Tam Pat Lama Tachi Zangi Tam
Ngakbanam. Nakchangi Tengden Yo.
Na Changi Ting De Yo Na Yor Tongchu Yohon Chi Pen Tawa Nam Weta Telo Pel Todin Ka Janor Tenchik Gam
Punjit Gom.
Punjik Gam Kar
Lar.
Klar Kunchang Kona Ting
Chep.
Kansigo
Chi Mide Yonda Tapchi Lu.
Tap Yutlo Nang Randi Murwa Junji
Juchi then.
Jujani Dig Miki
Miktu
Mito
Maladren.
Malat.
Inashan.
Malat. Yard, no.
I need to see where we left off.
Can man.
Gyatram Jutso.
Malandin.
That's interesting. That's different. Compete to become the worst. From other communities. Their lawsuits. They secretly based. Here it has the externally. All right. The somewhere gonna judge him. So they might chi judge him.
Then in the past.
So okay.
They make it.
So we ended up with the rat. So like the tapering tail of a rat, they become more and more deceived by the mere memory of Dharma practice. Everyone nowadays, high and low, starts lying as soon as you meet them. Everything they say, just what he says is, if people speak even 3 words, they're already lying. Everything they say just causes anger and desire. They talk only of lawsuits and business. The whole country's aflame with hope and fear. Every cleric bears a householder's burden. Spiritual teachers engage in crooked business. Their mouths are stuffed with the lying oaths they take by the names of deities. They use trickery to obtain others' possessions. They build their own high thrones. They lie to their own root gurus at the sight of wealth. They pledge their families as surety for a profitable loan. Buddhist monks these days behave worse than dogs. The shameless scoundrels then expect respect. The mantrans drive themselves mad with sex and liquor. All the yogins make village rituals their continuous practice. Village rituals are when you go into people's homes and you perform ceremonies for gelt, or, offerings of some kind. The monks cavort with women in groups. All the realized meditate only on wealth and profit. They all destroy themselves through embezzlement. They lie to their patrons from other communities. They exact donations from their own communities through lawsuits. They compete to become the worst example of wrongdoing.
Tell you what?
Get it?
Che yatam je so go se sa. Na chutim je dampas moko che yang yempen je yang yempen yin do don chong lo yang yempen yin do don chong lo yo so je sabzo yo so je sangzo mengo got and the je
Chu.
The Haji Chupa.
Chu in a tempa, you know.
The Haji Chupa. Ulysses, kind of. The Haji Chupa. Zulumchi, just his home. The Haji Chupa.
Zulumji. Dongak ji chula, Zulumji.
The Haji Chula, Zulumchi. That was some
Jilap yal.
that was some Yeshe. Yard
The yalam.
Gonda yard.
Oh, Gonda yal.
Some Yeshe.
Gunda yal.
Gonda yard. Tong Kunchi Sawon Matsapat Sem to some J. Ngashi. Sem to some J. Ngashi. Shadow. Shadow lo. Ranhunge
Hala.
Hala. Dobande. To them.
Ngaje.
To Ngaje Ranta.
Ngompate.
Ngompate. Jezok Sanje. Sanje. Kawo. Something. Chimatin took.
Inashana.
Nothing.
Now the next lines, I either misread or the text that I was using read differently, because I translated as they secretly break the main laws of the land. But in the text that Rinpoche is reading, it says they break the external main laws of the land. So it's an adjective and it's outer, not secret. And so I would change the next line to they break the internal Dharma laws of their vows. They claim to be helping others, benefiting beings. They fool people with their pretense of goodness. They falsify the Dharma of sutra and mantra. The three roots' blessings are disappearing. Without the seed of omniscience being planted, people claim supercognition of the three times. They claim to, they make prophecies or predictions. You will this means you will become this and that kind of stuff. This poisonous self-ruination is the true sign of the final 500 years of the teachings. The Buddha's teachings are predicted to last for 5,000 years, and the last each 500 would be worse than the previous one. And the final 500 is called merely the semblance of Buddhism. It would be hard for even the Lord Buddha to fix this. When I think of all this, I weep.
The something Chima thing to Usland or so.
Dere.
Standing on a Calabi mother.
Lo.
Chicho Yanda Jigdub Samna Chijuli Zampo Kachendo Nang Niru Tapo Mogugam Ton Damba Samo Hinkor Chel Jatin Ki Sigo Bob Tap Ranange Tunji Na Randonji Yamne Nalachi Ni Yimpenji Cheso Chansengom Sem Jindo Sem Jindo Machi Go Cook Lundondo Machi Nyasano Chu Kunji Yima
Pachindro.
Chu Kunji Jima Palchen Tok, Yeshe, Joa Tamna, Tamna Yang, come, sen, come, send some, call send some, yen tang.
감차 중호즈
Come, send some.
감젠삼 통부 미두페
Fantastic. Come there some time what Mudupe. Just say not come chat chung chung num lit tanjot la ne lit tanjot ne lenji tapande yati renki gor hyone yati renki gor hyone lam serve lam
람 팜라케 양사르 미통월
lam phamla ge yang sa matong wa na lam sasum klasum kola kela dekbar hyo chenor je chema chenyo chel honji phamala sam chu je mangi le menjas na fontu daji pane so sem zope kocha gona le gasan
마레데 바로 저좀 보도
다 롬이 테타 다 롬이 테타 카데네
롱메 다 롱메 메타 타부체
다 롬이 메다 다부세 나 센도 치 par kan titring ni ne gebe chu sandu ki nyod dupar sandu ki nyod dupar dupne so jonsen je jene something tan san debo haji tagam so ndog mituk pe so
정능 좀 메토버게 좀 메토베 로망 파세 초
파시 줄 요미 제 땡땡 제 메뉴 검 제 쇼탕 감사게 다음에 또 웃음 제 가슴 내나 배 웃음 제
다회 된라
짠한 배 웃음 있다고 짠한 배 너하지 책신 냠뇨 그 조파 첨부 소 조파 첨부 데보 소 조파 첨부 데보상 니 책도 틀베 셔랍지
이나샤나
나서
So now, having concluded that section with, when I think of all this, I weep, he's established the context for the particular advice he's giving. And the advice is divided into several sections. The first section is general advice. If you really want to practice Dharma beneficial at death, externally engage in austerity with your excellent illusory body. So externally, use this illusory, ephemeral body for the austerity of Dharma practice. Internally, meditate on devotion with fierce courage. Drive the stake of profound instructions into your heart. And again, as before, this means, fix this in your heart. It doesn't mean you're a vampire, kill yourself. And then he describes how to benefit, in 3 lines, how to bring the most benefit to the teachings, to yourself, and to others. And he equates these with the 3 vehicles. He says, serve the victor's teachings, the Buddha's teachings, through the Vinaya. If you want to serve the Buddha's teachings, and the person whom he's writing, of course, is a monk, he says, then practice the Vinaya. Practice mantra for your own good. Practice Vajrayana for your own good. Meditate on bodhicitta for the good of others. And then, concluding the section of general advice, he says, lower your head. Don't desire pleasure. Actually, the Tibetan says, don't desire pleasure too much. So, don't be obsessed with having a good time. Lower your head means don't be arrogant. Don't be proud. And then he says, keep your seat. Don't desire travel. Don't wander just because you're restless. And then he turns to instruction in the specifics of the 6 perfections. The ground of all Dharma is the 6 perfections. And then he talks first about generosity. Even if you acquired all the wealth of a kingdom, you wouldn't be able, or you still couldn't bear to give away even a mouthful of food. That's where we're starting from. We're so greedy that no matter how much we have, we can't let any of it go. Have little craving for possessions, food, and wealth. It would be best if you practiced 4-fold generosity. And we went through those 4 yesterday. And then he turns to the practice of moral discipline. You've acquired a body with leisure and resources just this once. Now, the connection between that and moral discipline is that it's taught that the only possible karmic cause of being born with a precious human body is the practice, the conscious adoption of some code of moral discipline. That even if you're generous and you don't practice moral discipline, you might be born as a naga that's wealthy, but you won't be born with a precious human body. So he's saying, you've acquired a body with leisure and resources just this once. Having entered the gate of the victor's precious teachings, don't fall off the path into the abysses. I can't, when I try to say abyss, it comes out abyss, like the abyss of a nunnery. So don't fall off the path into the abysses. Is it abysses? Abysses of defeats and of defeats and remainders. So he's a monk. There are 5 classes of violations of monks' vows. A defeat is breaking any one of the 4 root vows. And if you suffer a defeat, then it's basically you're not a monk anymore. remainder is the next 13 list of, and there are two, it's explained in two ways in Tibetan. One is that it means a remainder. You only have the remainder of your vows. Another way to think of the word, the same word, is a gathering, because you can only be, you have to confess any of the next 13 in a gathering of monks or to a council. Anyway, it's like the worst and the second worst ways you can mess up. Please ascend the stairway of the three trainings. So rather than falling off the cliff of defeats or remainders, climb the stairway of the training in moral discipline, training in samadhi, and training in knowledge. Another way you can understand this is threefold moral discipline. The moral discipline of abstention from wrongdoing, the moral discipline of helping others, and the moral discipline of the collection of virtuous dharmas. Next, he turns to patience. Those who harm us were our parents in past lives. Don't retaliate in thought or deed. Secretly kill your inner enemy, anger. It would be best if you donned the armor of patience. Now, the next line, either I misread the text or the text is different, because I translated the first line about vigor or diligence, the fourth perfection, as without procrastination, act as though on fire, which is a common statement. Practice as though your head were on fire. But the way the Rinpoche's text looks, it looks more like there is no time to waste. This life is like a mere spark. So the word fire is there, but it's got, it's got spark. So I think it means not your practice so your head's on fire, but I think it means there is no time to waste. This life is as ephemeral as a spark. Anyway, you cannot accomplish Dharma with an indolent fixation on permanence. Yeah, that makes more sense because it goes with the first line. Starting today, please quickly accomplish virtuous Dharma through vigor. Then he turns to the fifth perfection, meditative stability. Through the tranquility meditation of the causal characteristic vehicle, the vehicle of causal characteristics or attributes is the Mahayana of the sutras, and the deity meditation of the resultant mantra vehicle, and so forth, cast far away a restless mind. Cultivate unwavering samadhi as best you can. And then concerning prajna, realize the selflessness of things and persons. So the main emphasis in prajna is the realization of the selflessness of persons and of all things. Establish these through the middle way and mind-only views. So he encourages him to study these two views. Gain good experience through the Mahamudra of Sutra and Mantra. Achieve the good result of the great perfection. Generate the knowledge or prajna in which they are all rolled into one.
Chö tambo give hele turn. Te pato sambe jeden che tama rangyu reno
Lare.
rangyu tang sela gum yetawa londik taja jo lam gumpa something lam gumba nyamyo thana tel tap joba manga songyuk chong redo ne redo tang trabe and debo de ye dokun cement
Rokun.
the himbo kam lam chanchup so ye che sobdu tar 신지 타kinje debo randonto yeme je chuko tabatan game tang nemeje zuko dodo chome to yon ta dodo ne la tel tebe kel tawa kai certana kel tawa kai certana tawa 타기 차와이 네 gomba kai certana gomba osar sungui tap chopa kai certana chopande manga 흉종이 돈 레버 kai certana 레본데 레토 차와이 날 힘이 샘데 마서와 추 세와 이게 감 카다드송 케다드송 세 치말 램 가서 치말 펜바 까모다 볼럽지 샘주 마촌나 콩 사벨라메
Lama Chobarka.
사벨라메 까말
Con sabe lame camorda.
까모다 콩 사벨라마 까모다 소 까모다 계속 레상 계속 당니 메뉴페 벌써 포포너denje lama 까모다 고슴제 삼절 매담 par che ndrosewa 까모다 zonga la lamchet manuna nang saha sewa 까모다 nang semje junta macho na par 장심 세와 까모다 체 또소지 쭈파 오마템 세르바 체 또소지 쭈파 오마템 난 육메 랑샤 만통베 콩 똑딩 세와 까모다 인생지 어서 진치미 나통고 리미 마차와 주 난주 세와 까모다 루셈 제주 조세미 콘데군 주마 마소 par 콩 투섭 제 생계 까모치 돈 제체 손도 제바쇼
Inashallah.
나서
Ndi ngeti tago chana nos. Ige mandawa yana ngarangi de something umenta norgadwa.
Take this mandawa yosan.
Mandawa yes.
Yosan.
Which was it? Oh, a naughty friend. That's Shingen. Shingen mari shingen. Marang nosons. The attendant the yana pala. Marang no what. Ill natured. Yeah, that's definitely that I must have misread the other text. It's unlikely to be. This is unlikely to be incorrect. It makes more sense. Okay. So we finished with the 6 perfections. The next 3 lines describe, summarize the path into the 3 aspects of our training, which are hearing, thinking, and meditating. And these are the acquisition of information through receiving teachings, then thinking about what you've heard so that you really can apply it, and then applying it in meditation. First, hear Dharma from your spiritual friend. Then examine it by thinking. Finally, mix it with your continuum by meditating. To skip the middle one. And then you can't meditate on what you've heard if you haven't thought about it carefully and chewed through it. Next, he turns to the summary of Dharma as ground. Resolve the ground through the view, using scripture and reasoning. So in this context, the ground means things as they are, and come to understand things as they are through studying the teachings and through logical thinking. Experience the path through meditation. Employ the means of unlimited conduct in the expanse of unity. Enjoy the fruition, the absence of hope and fear. So the means of unlimited conduct as enhancement of meditation is when there's recognition of non-duality. And the fruition here is defined specifically as being without hope and fear. Next, he summarizes Dharma not into view, meditation, conduct, and fruition, but into ground, path, and fruition. Of course, the ground is the object of the view, so the two are very related. The ground is the Sugata Garbha within beings' continuums or minds. So what we attempt to recognize through studying the view is Buddha nature. The path is the 37 factors of awakening. These have been presented here on a couple of occasions to very small groups of people, it seems. So I'm sure everyone knows what they are.
No.
Accomplish the final fruition, the achievement of the unborn Dharmakaya for your own good, and of the 2 Rupakayas, unceasing and unabiding. Is that a word? Somehow it got through the editor. We'll dignify it with the word neologism, for the impartial good of others. And then now he summarizes all of this, returning to the fourfold structure of view, meditation, conduct, and fruition. Now, in order to roll all this up into its main point, if you ask, what is the view is beyond the 4 limits. the four limits or conclusions that we come to about reality: existence, non-existence, both, and neither. If you ask, what is meditation? Meditation is the unified clear light, the unification of awareness and emptiness, or lucidity and emptiness. If you ask, what is conduct? Conduct is unlimited spontaneity. If you ask, what is the fruition is the absence of hope and fear. Now, he turns from that section, which summarizes the path or practice, into the six perfections, the view, meditation, conduct, and fruition, and ground, path, and fruition, into a statement of what makes a person an authentic practitioner. And his standard here is very high. So it's clear that he has great confidence in Karma Namdak. Now, the next line I messed up. It is not without subduing your naughty friend, your mind. I misread a gigu as a drengbu. It's your ill-natured mind. So without subduing your ill-natured mind, what we call dharma becomes mere worldly success. That is unlikely to help in your next life. If the dharma practice we do doesn't actually tame our malicious and selfish minds, then it becomes all about image and respect and even wealth and so on. It becomes a career. If they don't tame their disciples' minds, it's hard to call someone a root guru. So if all of someone's disciples are jerks, I won't finish the sentence. I don't mean that in a bad way. If they're unwilling to undertake what is commanded, it's hard to call someone a worthy disciple. I mean, you can't, if you don't follow your teacher's instructions, what does being a disciple mean? I mean, you know. If your thought and deeds, your three gates, your body, speech, and mind, are uncontrolled or ungoverned, it is hard to call your external behavior the Vinaya. The Vinaya, of course, means taming, and the word uncontrolled or ungoverned is also a play on the word for vows, because the actual word for vow means governance, you know, how you govern yourself, control yourself. If you're unable to bring your 5 poisons to the path, it is hard to call your internal practice secret mantra. If you can't do that, then you're not really practicing secret mantra. And if your malevolence is unceasing, it is hard to call your motivation bodhicitta. So we all like to think that we're practicing the 3 vehicles in some way. But if our behavior is unrestrained, we're not practicing discipline. If our 5 poisons are independent, running amok, we're not practicing tantra. And if we're filled with malice towards others, we're not motivated by bodhicitta. Unless the elaborations of thought dissolve into the avaduti and they see their own natural countenance, it is hard to call someone realized. Now, the term realized, Togden, has come through the centuries to be used just about people with a certain lifestyle. But it actually means someone with realization. It's that people without realization shouldn't be called realized, you know. Unless the clear light appears as undifferentiated appearance emptiness unceasingly throughout the day and the night, it is hard to call someone a yogin. So if you are unconscious during deep sleep and you lose self-aware wisdom during the day, you're not a yogi. You may aspire to being a yogi, but you're not a yogi. according to Terchen Barway Dorje. Unless someone has gained authentic experience in mind and body of generation and completion, and has realized all samsara and nirvana to be an illusion, it is hard to call them a siddha. Now, he says experience in mind and body. This means that it's not just imaginary. They've actually changed their bodies through the generation and completion stages, and they realize all of samsara and nirvana to be illusory. Then it could be a siddha. But if these things are not present, there's no point in bandying around the term siddha. And he concludes this section saying, therefore, please be vigorous. Therefore, work hard. Since these are the real standards of Dharma, then please try your hardest.
Ngondel pering bondo nga nang meng le ke ka tan so mundo
Lasso.
sani yoma hi on the meng de yas yo be ke tawa so ni
I want to stop.
Kama je do tala tawa yo na na ro ki
I want to stop teaching here for this morning because this song is very long. We've concluded a section, and it would seem imprudent to begin a section that we can't finish, especially since I can't see the text. And so when I next teach this, my eyesight will be better, and it will go easier. But we have 8 minutes for questions if you'd like to ask.
yes
He doesn't ask questions for 40 years, and now he's just like...
This we on here testing. I have 2 parts, Yeshe. So the first part is getting back to yesterday. I was aware that the waves are inseparable from Dharmakaya. The thoughts are Dharmakaya because they're inseparable from the Dharmakaya. I'm getting back to, is there a place where there's no waves, and a state of mind where there's no thoughts?
Okay.
That's the first part.
Okay. The kasong kong kadishuba nanjere. Chetonso the namto the semam chuku balapsam yempat the hakogdos. Yenang namto zane mepa pena Gyamtso balap nandrawa ke toya yorebes.
Gyamtso la lap sawa ni me wan ra yo ma ni
Lasso.
yena ya lap khona Gyamtso de
Lasso.
tele los ke be ke lap yo ma de khona chungsa khona Gyamtso khona ni ya chungwa de temsa khona Gyamtso khona semdo de se ke tan parji so ma de nam to de tne de nam to chungsa de nam to sem be chomdo so ma de then nam to de khona sem be chomdo da bo de then chungsa de khona sem ne chung yo de de then nam to nyomo de ge yesu yo ne ma de pe yo la ten zemba hyo ma so wa yin na ranking ge nam to de ge ta wa yin da so ma de pe na then khona then te lo pa ke na ro pa la so ma de then khona te khona na we ma jing hian bei jing hian da chuo jing na ro pa so ma de na sam rang e kha de na wa yin na ya te ke ta wa yin ni jing ge yo ma de Gyamtso khona lab khona rang jing ge Gyamtso la sim so wan da bo de chi pa de hena ya tan de ka bo de de na bo de de do de sing ge hian ba de jing lo yo de hian ta di go yo de
Well, the short answer is no. There is no such thing as an ocean entirely free of waves, because it is natural, because of what oceans are, to have waves. In the same way, there is no state to be achieved by the mind where there are no thoughts at all. What is achievable is the recognition that thoughts are just the mind's display, that the waves are just the upsurge of the ocean's water. And when this is recognized, thoughts will no longer be a problem, because the recognition that thoughts are the mind's natural display frees you from fixation on them. And therefore, the presence or absence of thoughts is no longer a concern or even relevant. This is one of the implications of what Talopa meant when he said to Naropa, "Son, it is not by appearances that you are bound or fettered. It is by craving or clinging." I'd say craving. Cut through craving, Naropa. So it is not the appearance of thoughts that is the problem. It is the attitude we take toward them. For example, Rinpoche said, if you think about a visual appearance of something, the appearance itself does not do anything to you. It is your identification of the appearance as something that does something to you. So the projections that you make about what appears, this is my friend, this is my enemy, this is good, this is bad, and so on.
In my limited introduction to Mahamudra practice, we were instructed to, as a thought dissolves and before the next thought arises, to try and focus an awareness on that space between the thoughts. Unless that was a mistake.
Was this in the context of Mahamudra or in the
Yes.
context of Dzogchen?
Mahamudra.
You heard that here?
No, I believe it was Siddha Rinpoche teaching.
Indeed, the Tsamsam de Lama Nambake, Namdo Ngama Gatsa, Chima Masha Gonge, Batak dege, de la Batak de Sem Nyugma Shagioris.
The Mandi North one is.
Las Nore.
Kodan Novaris. Sondan Novaris. Kodan Novaris. Nebegi Jimati. Maumpag new Masu Somarwa. Get Tatiki, Hipa Tingol and Yas and Somarwa. Test on the Kasara. Namdo, Kari, Tanda Yava Tingol Yago Yoris. Ta Namto Penna and the Penna Namto Jigla Takona Kapu Genamdon Dava Shawayina. Ta Namto Tege Golan the Kapore in the Kapo Marin, the Take the Nata in the Kapo Kaja Mari, Samanda was in the Jelatan Mandoache. Kalam, now and I was on the Yago Yodis. Nyomong Namdo Chua Nyomo Kare Chona Tin Namto Tege on the Yago Rete, the last time your dog is. Your dog that Namdo Jimachi just a giant days. Younger days, yeah, Tege on the Yago days. Tende Chen Montoya Mato Chicken, Homa the Pando. Tata se kan tingol le ya mau pa de yom ma jo se nam do le yom ma
de korong de rang la ma so de rang la ma so jambo nge rumshe sungju de pa la de korong labju de rang ma re menga jet ka gare. So Rinpoche's answer to to the way I presented what you said, that Sutta Rinpoche said, well, Sutta Rinpoche did not misstate, his presentation was not mistaken or a misstatement, but you misunderstood it. And then Rinpoche described what he understood to be your misunderstanding of it. But when he got to the end of it, I said, I don't think that's exactly what Tom is describing. But what he said is very important. So we'll go through what he said, and then we'll try again. Rinpoche said the instruction is not to prolong the past or beckon the future. Not to prolong the past means, in the coarse sense, of course, not to think about past events. But in the subtle sense, it means not to attempt to hold on to a thought as it disappears, but to let it disappear. Because the problem, he says, is that we think about our thoughts. A thought arises, that's natural. But then the thought is, we prolong the thought after it's no longer there by thinking about that thought, which becomes a second thought. And that's how we accumulate habits and karma. So he said, and then he said, he restated what I said, that you said, but in a way that I didn't intend, and I don't think you intended. He said the instruction is not to stop a thought and hold on to a state without thought and prevent another thought from coming. But that's not what you said. Yeah, I know. Konge labji dere, de lama namba mambo ke tsamsam sungudu. Mong chewa ke chakchen le de dzogchen la tes mangware. De sungudu. Pena ngama chapji chungboram boshe ke chik song song de peya bores. Namdo ngama rangjin ji yelsa. Chima masha ba ke batakam gap del de chukukunda zombore song. De la sungudu. Chidon so zamzam de namdo ke bata de la tes ngotrut nangudu. Pache siturum boshe songju de insare. Yinang de la zina, dene rumashe songju dere. Yeah, there are two different things, and the distinction that, I quoted Trungpa Rinpoche one time, and I heard him say this in a recording that was, in spite of what he said, was publicly listened. And this was before I even took refuge, and I've never forgotten it. He said, when a thought disappears, in the gap between the disappearance of that one thought and the appearance of the next thought, said that gap is the primordial Buddha Samantabhadra. And so that's probably what Sutta Rinpoche was saying in different words. The problem that Rinpoche was pointing out, however, is if that causes you to develop a preference for non-thought over thought, that's a mistake. That's a deviation. Because then you'll be trying to suppress thoughts and prolong the gap. You're not allowed to prolong the gap. The point is, you have to be. We normally are only aware when we're thinking. And when we don't think, we're kind of stupefied. The practice is not to only be aware when you're not thinking, but to be aware both times.
I'd like to apologize to the room for taking all the time.
Amba kenye do ba yo san jo semne Rinpoche ma ji pa nan ji ji pa nyam ba me pa kuni gonda ba wa yo sem ji dam ji de dan din ji ra ji nin ro tam ji ta de tong ba ra yo Sanja Samba Ganda Sayo Tida Genja Malandra Bayo Sanje Reja Zande Dambega Yaraga de Yai Dunda Saje Mezo Deve da cha be ra